Metalhead. Hey, this is the house. So many fucking bands.
Hey, this is Fallout Militaris of Frowning.
And you're listening to the Withered podcast.
And you're listening to the Withered podcast.
Hello, Internet world. Welcome once again to the most inconsistent podcast out there in the world, the Withered Hands podcast. I say that because I don't even remember when the last episode was that I released. For that, though, I am truly sorry because I know there are people out there that want another episode. So here it is, and it may not be the episode you're after, but I hope you will stick with me and hopefully kind of egg me on to kind of get more shows out there. And it's not as if I don't have stuff lined up, because I do have stuff lined up. I have interviews lined up. I have ideas of shows I want to do, but they're just not materialising, and that is because I need a big boot up my arse. But now that's out of the way, we can focus on going forward. Now let's go forward and let's get on to the subject of today's podcast. Now today's podcast is something very different. Today's podcast, as you've seen, is titled Going Postal. Now this is something I kind of toyed with when I was on Sheppy FM. We did an episode I believe it was for Ambient Light, because they were, to date, they are the only post-rock band I've ever interviewed. Now, it was one of those interviews where you send them questions via audio and then they send you the response. And not my favourite sort of thing to do, because you don't really get the real feel of the band. No disrespect to Ambient Light, because they were great for taking part, and that was back in the early days. I think that was episode number 2, and of the interviews, that is. And it was still early days. I know I did one with Antimatter like that as well, and maybe that's because Mick Moss is very, anal about production, and he wanted the sound to sound incredible. But to be fair, I'm still grateful that Antimatter joined the show, and he also sent over some really high quality audio stuff, so I didn't have to just rip it from the CD to play to you guys. So that was nice of him. But again, Antimatter are not Postal though. But today's episode, again, Going Postal. Now, what does Going Postal mean? Going Postal is my kind of sideshow to the Withered Hands podcast. Now, we've had this showcase. I did toy with the idea of doing a show called The Wheel at one point. Maybe that'll still happen in the future, I don't know. But today is Going Postal. Now, that is going to be all about post music. Now, what do I mean by post music? Post music, it's kind of like you have your subgenres. You have your post-rock, you have your post-metal, you have your post-ambient, you have your post-black metal. There's probably even post-doom out there. Although a lot of doom bands out there kind of use post-elements in it. Like, if you listen to it, the music, you just kind of get faded away with these instrumental pieces. Now, that's kind of the big thing about post-music, how it can kind of, pull you out of reality and send you to a whole new world via, the magic of music. And I kind of want to transfer that to you today with this show. Now, I'm going to kind of do various styles, various styles of post music, not just one style, because I want to kind of give you the overall feel of what post rock, post metal, post black, blah blah blah, what all that is actually about. And I've been umming and ahhing about what band to start with today. Now, the band I will start with is a band that I absolutely love. Now, they've been around since 2011. Kind of sink that in. That's 8 years. Now, if you don't know this band, after this show, you will know this band, and you will get your butts out there and learn more about them. Now, this band is called Break My Fucking Sky. That is the actual name. And they have an album. Now, this was 2014. They have an album called Eviscerate Soul. Now, the band called Break My Fucking Sky. The album's called Eviscerate Soul. In your mind, you're thinking, maybe that's death metal or something. No. That is by far one of the most beautiful albums you will ever hear. From top to bottom, from the first track to the last track, your emotions will just explode. It is incredible. Now, they've been releasing stuff kind of all the time, really, since 2011. And I discovered recently, because I was kind of out of the loop with music, I kind of stayed away from it for a bit. I listened to the stuff I wanted to listen to, and for some reason I still listen to Break My Fucking Sky. The Eviscerate Soul album is one of my favourite albums. Final Breath by them is also incredible, and the EP they did called Feeling Suicide, now that's damaging, man. You listen to it and it's like, whoa, okay. But they've kind of progressed so much with their sound. If you listen to the early days of Minutes Before and you listen to the track I'm about to play in a minute, you see a significant development in the band's sound. Now, I don't know a lot about this band. I know that they are, it's kind of, wherever you research, you kind of get different answers. But as far as I know, they used to be based in Kazakhstan. Now they may be based in Russia, or it's one or one. You know, maybe because it says here that there's two members, and they're both called Evgeny. You've got Evgeny Sazonov and you've got Evgeny Popov. And both of these contribute to the overall sound of the band. I used to actually only think it was a one-man band, so maybe they've kind of blah blah blah. I will get my words out. Either it's been a one-man band that's kind of progressed into a two-man band, or it's always been a two-man band and basically nobody knew. I'm sure there are people out there that know, like their close family and friends will know. But anyway, like for a one-man band, if it was, that was some dynamically incredible music that it just sends you somewhere which you kind of don't want to come back from, if that makes any sense. But the song I'm going to be playing for you today, again, it was released this year. Now, if you go on their Bandcamp page, which is breakmyfuckingsky.bandcamp.com, you will see that they've got a song in there called The Letters We'll Never Send. Now, it's a single, because they have quite a lot of singles on there. They seem to be just releasing one or two tracks every now and again, on a regular basis, not like once in a blue moon. It's quite regular. So you can go on there, you can stream this. Well, I'm going to play it for you today. Now, again, check them out, breakmyfuckingsky.bandcamp.com. And yeah, because they've literally got everything there. They're not under a label or anything like that. So it's all self-produced, self-released. I don't think that there's any physical releases out there. Don't quote me, because there may be. And if Break My Fucking Sky are listening to this, and you can hear me ramble on, and because I will tag you in this if I open it when I share it on Facebook, if you hear this and you do actually have proper releases, please tell me about it, because I will happily buy what you have, because your music has changed me in ways that, in a good way, because you know as you get older you change anyway, but musically and more intellectually it kind of helps. I'm now making no sense, so I'm going to go ahead with the song. Again, this is The Letters We'll Never Send. Oh, hang on, no, I will leave links to everything on there. They've got some very strange links, like you can listen to them on a Google Play Store, which I'm guessing is Google Music. I've never explored that, so I don't know. iTunes, of course, everyone's on iTunes. Spotify, that's great, you're on there. Facebook, I will tag you in this. Vkontakta, which is the Russian like kind of version of, you know, Facebook. It's actually really cool because, you know, there's no copyright laws over there, so they can just post whatever they want. They can even post porn. So if you want to go on Vkontakta and just download some porn, go for it. But some of the people who will listen to this will be in Ukraine. I know 2 people will be in Ukraine. One of you uses it, the other one doesn't. But of course, use a VPN if you're in Ukraine, because Vkontakta is actually banned there. So yeah, I will leave links to all these. There's also the YouTube page, which literally streams the entire album. I highly suggest listening to Eviscerate Soul. Like, again, it will confuse you, because the band name and the album name, you will be like, what the hell is going on? But it will send you places, and you will... how many times have I said it will send you places? I've said it quite a lot of times now. But yeah, it will transport you to a place that you will probably never want to come back from. You can also... If you use Telegram, I know a lot of people here in England don't use Telegram. I personally do on occasion, because of like certain people I talk to, they use Telegram. Telegram's actually really, really good. And it's really secure. And the fact that you can get it in England and stuff is well worth going. I don't know about the Telegram channel, so I can't actually comment, but I read a minute ago that on Facebook, from the official Facebook site of Break My Fucking Sky, that they have a Telegram channel. So I don't know what that means, but they just said all the music's there. So if you want to listen to their music, go to that, or go to, you know, Bandcamp. They've got SoundCloud, they've got Flickr, they've got Ultimate Guitar. So does that mean there's tabs on there? Maybe I should actually look at this. They're everywhere. So which is good though, because it will get them out to more people. Now, I'm going to stop talking now because I'm rambling on far too much. But please listen to this and, you know, go on the Facebook, you know, support this band, support what they do. Go buy these digital tracks. Or somebody, if you're listening to this and you know the band, get me some contact details, because I need to contact these guys. The two of Guineas. If there's still two of Guineas, you know, there may be three of Guineas now. Who knows? But anyway, this is Break My Fucking Sky, and this is the song The Letters We'll Never Send. So that was Break My Fucking Sky with The Letters We'll Never Send. I hope you enjoyed that. Now we're going to travel from Kazakhstan or Russia to Gdansk, Poland for our next band. Now our next band, it kind of originally started as a solo project by a guy called Marcin. I don't know how to say the second name. I'm going to say Majorowski, which is probably wrong. You know, I'm not good at Polish. All I know is that Dzień dobry, I believe, is hello, or Dzień, something like that. I've been to Poland, lovely place. I really enjoyed it when I was there. One of my fondest memories of Poland was being there, and me and Ollie kept randomly singing Zelena Góra, or something like that. I'm getting the name of the place wrong, probably. Zelena Góra, is it that? Maybe it's that. But we went there and we stayed in this incredible, like, Airbnb place. It was like a whole home, and it was beautiful there. And also went to Poznan. Who goes to Poznan? Nobody goes to Poznan. And travelled around, like Wrocław. That was brilliant. But yeah, this isn't about my travels to Poland. This is about a band called Distant Dream. Now, like I said, they started off as an instrumental post-rock ambient sort of metal band. I'm ripping it straight from their Facebook profile, by the way. And like I said, it was created initially by Marcin. And now it's kind of developed into a full band that are touring and they're playing. Now, they've got 2 albums out so far. The first album is called It All Starts From Pieces. You can listen to that on YouTube. Just I'll leave a link to it on the WordPress website. And their latest album, which is not so late, but it came out last year, and like 2018. It's called Your Own Story. Now, you can go over to their Bandcamp page, which is distantdream.bandcamp.com, and you can listen to that all as well. You can buy it there also. Now, the band, they're available for bookings. They're available to do everything, you know, like bands do. If you want to contact the band, just go to distantdreammusic@gmail.com. Speaking of emails, though, if you're in England, have you heard about this silly thing where TalkTalk are changing this thing where if you want to still use their email, if you don't have their TV services, you now have to pay to use it? When did you have to pay to use email? Everyone's going to go over to this Gmail now, I think. I mean, I've got multiple Gmail accounts, so it just seems silly to have to pay for email. When has that ever happened? It makes no sense to me. But anyway, back to the subject at hand, Distant Dream. The albums are all created and recorded by Marcin, so it's kind of all his idea. It's his little baby. Now, this is a side project of his, with his main band being a band called Devil's Note. Now, from what I can tell through the wonderful world of the internet, Devil's Note have been around since 2010. They kind of disbanded in 2016, and they only actually released the last cut. So, I don't know. You know, it says they're active bands, so how can they be active if they kind of disbanded in 2016? This is where the internet is not always a great help. You know, it doesn't... Like, what's going on here? You know, have you disbanded? Have you not disbanded? Who knows? But what I can say is that I'm guessing that Distant Dream must be his main band now, because if you're touring with a band, and if you're doing all these things, whereas the other band has kind of disbanded, then surely this is no longer a side project? I don't know, but they've had 2 albums and they've been toured. So is this a main band? You tell me. Marcin, if you're listening to this, is this your main band? Please let me know. Okay, so this is Distant Dream. It's kind of similar in the vein of the music you just heard from by Break My Fucking Sky. And we're going to head straight over now. Now, this is a song called Falling Leaf, and this is off the Your Own Story record, which came out last year. Again, you can go over to the Bandcamp page and check the entire album out, or you can go on YouTube and listen to the entire thing. YouTube's full of entire music, isn't it? How does that work with, like, royalties and stuff? Like, if you upload your own music, do you get the money? Or what if someone else is uploading your entire album and then getting royalties from that? Like, getting money, like YouTube money. Not that it's very much. They would need to get thousands and thousands of views and stuff. It's the same with Spotify and iTunes. You kind of get nothing for what you put out there. You put all this money into making your music and you get nothing back. So that's why music, I suppose, is clearly a passion, unless you're like Bon Jovi or, you know, Iron Maiden or something, who clearly only do their music for money. Anyway, this is Distant Dream with Falling Leaf of the Your Own Story record. Enjoy. That there was Distant Dream with Fallen Leaf, and I really hope you enjoyed that song. I will probably say that after every song. I hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, I play this music because I want you to enjoy the music, and I want you to kind of discover bands that you may not already know, or you probably do know, and maybe you've forgotten about them or anything like that, or not. You might listen to it and think, I don't like that at all. I don't like any of this Postal music. Please stop doing this and go back to Doom. That could be your opinion. You're entitled to whatever the hell you want. You know, we're all individuals. We can think how we think. And yeah, so if you like it, that's great. If you don't like it, that's great as well. But please stick around because there's more songs to come. And speaking of which, we're now going to kind of go into something completely different now. Now, we've been from Kazakhstan or Russia, and we've then been to Poland. Now we're going to travel across the ocean to Toledo, Ohio, which of course is in the United States of America. Now, this is a band that remind me of the sort of music that I listened to when I was a kid. Back then we called it emo music. This day and age we call it kind of post-hardcore. Now I have a friend, Senan, and she listens to kind of nothing but post-hardcore. So whenever I listen to this music, I always think of it as Senan music. But I know there are millions of people out there that listen to this sort of music, and I myself have kind of rediscovered an interest in it, because I did go through the phase where I wouldn't listen to this style of music, and I kind of felt it was beneath me, which is really stupid, you know, because no music is beneath... garage is beneath me, you know, garage and jungle music, you know. If you're out there, that's great, and if you're into that, that's fine, but that to me I just associate with, you know, fucking ecstasy and, you know, like whiz and shit like that, where you just do drugs and you get locked in a big massive place and have a rave. If that's your thing, enjoy it. You know, that's not really my thing, and that's not what this show's about, so I won't entertain it any longer. Let's go back to the band what I'm supposed to be talking about. The band is called Castle No Kings. Now, I discovered this band when did I? Literally about 3 or 4 months ago, actually. And they, from their EP, which is called Morphine, which you can check out on their Bandcamp site. The link will be on the WordPress website. From start to finish, that album is painful to listen to. Now, not painful because it's a bad album in any way, shape or form. It's painful because personally, it's really relatable. A lot of the songs on there are very relatable. Now, they've released a video for a song called Thin in Veil, which is track number 2 on the album. On the EP, I should say. And the video is brutal. There's a bit in it where the guy's like screaming like about the woman saying, he loves me, where she's actually being pummeled. So it's done in a tasteful way, but in a very... I suppose, is it tasteful or untasteful? I don't know. It could have been a lot worse, but... You know, the video kind of revolves around, like, the husband who's clearly an alcoholic, and he's beating his wife, and he doesn't really give a crap about the kid. The kid gives him this nice picture, and, you know, doesn't really care. He cares more about his drink. And that kind of sums the band up. Not the fact that they don't care, but the fact that they want to evoke that sort of emotional response out of you. And they really do. Like, the music itself is emotional. The video kind of ups that layer, you know. And I'm not going to play the Thin in Veil song. No, I'm not going to play that song today, because that's probably the one that most people will play who are going to showcase this band. I kind of want to showcase something else from the band, from that same EP. On YouTube, they've got like different videos and stuff from albums which I haven't heard of, but the only real thing that I've listened to is from the Morphine EP. So I will go back and have a listen to that other music to kind of, you know, I really do enjoy the music, and it's the sort of music you kind of need to listen to when you're in a certain mood. So maybe when I'm in the sort of I hate the world mood, I'll go back and listen to that. Although, no, that's not very nice. I don't mean it in that way. I don't really know how to describe it. Like, it's not like Break My Fucking Sky, where they send you to a place and you don't want to come back from it. This band kind of sends you back to places you're trying to avoid. Unless you've had an awesome childhood and, like, your mum was great, your dad didn't beat the shit out of you, and, you know, nothing happened to you, you know. It was the same when I first heard the song By a Difference, you know, and it was all about male sexual assault. Like, fucking really kind of, not going on about anything personal here, but, like, really kind of hits home, you know, and they really brutalise it out there, and it's like, this shit happens to people, and that's kind of what Castle No Kings are doing here. Domestic violence happens all the time. even with people you don't realise it's happening with. You know, you could look at someone and they're smiling and they're happy, but when they go home, they're being beat the shit out of. You know, never judge a book by its cover. Someone's smiling on the outside, they're probably dying on the inside. Or if they're dying on the outside, maybe you need to try and do something to help them smile on the inside. You know, just think about it. I don't know. But yeah, this band are from Toledo, Ohio. On a quick note, my son is actually in America right now, so I'm kind of jealous. I have been to the States before. I went in 2012, but I went to Montana. He's in Florida, kind of, you know, the touristy stuff. He's gone with his mum, so he's a lucky sod. I've been looking at updates about him going, and it's really nice. It's really cool. Like, I'm glad he's enjoying himself, but it's really hard to have your kid that far away. And yeah, I miss him, but that's not what this is about. I keep sidetracking back to Castle No Kings. Now, the band, I'm going to read this from the In Vogue Records website, which is the label that they are on. It says that hailing from Toledo, Ohio, Castle No Kings were born in the heart of Midwest emo culture. There you go, the emo reference from my childhood. Maybe it was their childhood as well. A mixture of heavy driving instruments, that's very true, and emotional vocal runs. This guy's voice is incredible. I will not overstate that. I can't understate that. His voice suits this style of music perfectly. They found their home on the darker side of alternative music. I wouldn't say the darker side, I would say the more emotional side of music, which apparently, according to this website, is a perfect fit for the In Vogue Records family. Now, if you go on that page, you will have that little splurge. Yeah, it also says that they're comprised of Seth Alexander. Dude, your vocals are incredible. Zachary Morin, who also does vocals. What vocals does he do then? I suppose there's backing vocals there, but the guitar work is great. Him and Timothy Franklin and Jacob Flores, who's on bass. And let's not forget those drums from Sam Picciuto. Picciuto. If any of you guys listen to this, please don't come and kill me for saying the name wrong. You know, Sam. We'll call you Sam. You do drums. You do a great job on drums. We'll leave it at that. They recorded their first label release, Thin and Veil. Well, I'm guessing, is that going to be the name of an album or something? I don't know, because the thing I've seen so far is Morphine, and that's an EP, and Thin and Veil is on that. So if you have any news on that, please hit me up. You know, I'd like to know about that. So Castle No Kings. If you want to check them out, you can of course go to the invoguerecords.com, castle-no-kings. You can also check out them on, you know, Facebook. Just go on facebook.com, Castle No Kings. From what I can see, they have some tour dates going on, but it's all in their local area. Yeah, all in Toledo. So yeah, let's hit this band up. Give them some love, you know. There's a song, actually, yeah, just scrolling down on their Facebook page, they've got a song called Ghost Town. That's a really good song. And actually, to be honest, I've not heard anything bad by this band. So I will definitely have to go on YouTube or anything and just kind of find out what this previous stuff was that they did. But as for now, we are going to play a song called Under the Weight. Now, this is track 3. This kind of comes right after the domestic abuse song. And this is a song that I think a lot of people can relate to. And I'm not going to explain it because you'll hear it. You'll hear it in the words. But from Toledo, Ohio, this is Castle No Kings. And this is off the Morphine EP. This is called Under the Weight.
I'm such a mess, dependent on the anger I so comfortably possess. I'm dancing on the graves of the ones I loved, the ones that tried to save me from what I've become. Flowers on the walls of this burnt down life to convince myself that everything is fine. Everything is fine. I don't wanna hurt you anymore. I'm running out of things to be forgiven for. Look me in my face, but still shower me with grace. I wanna taste and see that there's a little good left in me. Broken beyond belief, I could have
one for you. What question is that? Do you want something heavier? Is that a yes? Hello, is that a yes? Well, you're going to get something heavier, because the next band we're going to showcase here on Going Postal is a band that probably shouldn't be on Going Postal, but anywhere you look online, again, I'm going to stick with the online thing, they say that they play post-metal. Now, we shall see. They also play some really fucking heavy music. Now, I don't know, like, you read about them and they say they play like crust punk sort of music, but I don't know. I'm still gonna put them on this show because I think this band are incredible, and the fact they have a female vocalist and what she can do, it's kind of brutal what she does, to be fair. And like, yeah, I'm gonna put them on there. They're part of the Southern Lord record label, which a lot of people out there who listen to this will know. So maybe there's your link to Doom and all that stuff. But Agrimonia, okay, they're from Gotham. They're not from Gotham. They're not from Gotham at all. They're from Gothenburg, which is in Sweden. So we've had various continents. We're travelling all over the place today. And they've done tours in the US, which is all, you know, for any band they can do that, which is pretty cool. Is it cool? I don't know. Is US the place to tour? It used to be. What do you think? Do you think US is the place to tour now? It's so big. A lot of the bands I like tour in Russia, so, and to be British and to go to Russia, it's fucking impossible. So I can't see you guys over there. They tour over there rather than here, and it's like, what are you doing? I want to see you here, but you're over there, and it's ugh. Agrimonia. Okay, let's talk about Agrimonia. Okay, so they, like I said, they have a female vocalist. Her name is Christina. Yeah, I'm not going to, like, just focus on Christina here, although her vocals are incredible. There's also Magnus, who plays guitars. There's Pontus. Are these real names? Magnus Andresen sounds like a real name. He's kind of a new player, though. Pontus, again, him and Magnus used to be in Miasma. So if you know that band, you'll know these two. Bjorn, that sounds like a real name. And Martin on bass. So not as bad as Sam before with his second name. These are all just like first names, so I can deal with that. The album, the song I'm going to be playing for you today is from the Awaken album, and it's called Foreshadowed. Now, I'm not going to pretend I know a load about this band, because I really don't, and I apologise for that. But everything I've heard is brutal and loud and incredible, and it's the sort of music that just makes you want to, like, raise your fist, you know, and fucking, you know, kind of get angry, you know, feel the music. And again, they may not be suited for this, you know, inaugural episode of Going Postal, but I kind of wanted to showcase them because that's me. I can do whatever the fuck I want. This is my show. I will showcase Agrimonia. Hope I'm saying the name right. If I'm not, feel free to slap me. I will point out there was a 5-year gap between Rites of Separation and Awaken. This is their 2 albums. Although there's more albums than that. If you go on the encyclopedia website, they've got more albums than that. Yeah, they have. You know, they have Host of the Winged. That was like their first, and they've got the demo, which everyone's got a demo out there. But if you want to contact the band, just type in Agrimonia at live.se. You can, okay, I'll spell it out to you. Agrimonia at live.se, which is easy to remember. And they're from Gothenburg. I'd actually love to see this band live. I've been looking at stuff on YouTube, and they actually seem really genuine and nice, like on stage. Like, there's a full set on the St. Vitus bar on stage, and like, oh, we're here a bit early, you know, really nice, you know, really nice people. And then they just kick into this like brutal, loud, fucking, yeah, I guess it is crusty sort of music. Like, you kind of feel it. But I'm gonna quickly go now on the Southern Lord website, and I'm gonna read you what they say about the band. The name of Gothenburg-based quintet Agrimonia will reverberate through the masses throughout the coming months as their 3rd LP. This must be out of date. It's subject to be released onto the masses in May. I'm guessing that, yeah, it's already been released. So this is kind of old. Does it say how old it is? It doesn't say how old it is. Lovely picture, though, on that site. Go on southernlord.com, band Agrimonia. You'll see this picture. It's awesome. You've got... They're all looking moody. They're probably lovely guys, but they're all look proper moody. The guy on the left, the one next to Christina, he's just like looking out to the world thinking, you know, what the fuck's happening here? You know, what's he looking at? what's going on? Everyone else is looking into the eyes other than Christina, and he's like looking out like, maybe I shouldn't have had that cheeseburger last night. Not saying it's fat. I don't know what to say. Agrimonia has a faithful existence since their 2005 foundation, a steady diet of live appearances and European tours being an intermediate part of the band's ethos from day one. Who writes this stuff? Because I need someone to write this about me. Make my life sound interesting. The ranks of the band features members of other notable Swedish infiltrators, including Martydor, Skit System, At the Gate. At the Gates, there you go. If you're a fan of At the Gates, then you've got a member here. And others. Their initial recordings, a massive, nearly hour-long undertaking, spread the post... Yeah, see, it says post-rock here. Post-rock and crust legion. Eventually seeing official releases on European labels, Scold, following their follow-up LP, the 2010 release Host of the Winged, released again via Scold alongside a CD release in US crust punk band. Maybe they haven't toured in the US. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Yes. It says it right here, Tom, you idiot. The band traversed on American Mexican soil for the first time with a brief rampant West Coast American tour. Boom. Having signed with Southern Lord mid-2012, Agrimonia bunkered into the studio over the turn of the year to record their label's debut, Rites of Separation. And then it was mixed by Frederick Nordstrom at Infamous Studio. Yeah, like, you can read all this stuff as well, you know. But it says here that the band's unconcealed crust-punk ethos and scathing elements shine through the pristine devastation. That is a sentence in itself. With elements of Summoning, Damned, Pelican, Opeth, Crisis, Bolt Thrower, Nausea, and countless more shining within Agrimonia's crushing, poignant, and unique LP. Crushing and unique. Crushing and unique. I will agree with that. Crushing and unique. Yeah, I'm on board with that. That makes sense. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to kick into the crushing and unique Agrimonia here with the song Foreshadowed off of the Awaken LP. Again, you may not agree that this should be on a post-rock show or post-metal show, but fuck it. Enjoy the music. This is going to be fucking heavy and you're going to love it. I say you will love it. If you don't love it, I'm sorry about that. But this is Agrimonia. This is Foreshadowed. Fuck yeah. That was Agrimonia with Foreshadowed. Check out the Awaken album. It is... it's beautiful in so many wrong ways. Okay, we are coming to the end of this inaugural edition of Going Postal. I've enjoyed talking shit for about an hour, maybe less, because with music involved. Probably only talk shit for about 20 minutes, but it's still too much. I talk shit all the time, so it's been nice to actually talk for the sake of it. But there is one more band before the end. Now, this is a band I knew absolutely nothing about until Ollie told me about them. Back in the day, we used to trade, YouTube videos, not tape trading, not CD trading, but YouTube trading. We would send each other songs. I would send her songs. She would send me blah, 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 blah. This would happen. And on one such day, she would send me a track, and it would be by a band called Amenra. Now, the song was called A Solitary Rain. Now, that is the song that I'm going to play today. But I don't suggest listening only to that one song. No. I don't even suggest listening to the entire discography. No. I suggest listening to this song, the entire discography, then getting your ass out of your chair, out of your bed, finding where this band are playing, and going to watch this band, because listening to them and then seeing them is a totally different experience. I personally can't say that I've seen them live. I wish I could have, but I'm going to one of these days. Please don't disband, because I need to see you guys play. Now, this band are from Belgium. What other famous bands are from Belgium? Pantheist are originally from Belgium. There's more from Belgium? I'm not sure. There's probably quite a few from Belgium, but so far, at the moment, I only know Amenra and Pantheist. Although Pantheist originally from Greece, isn't it? Costas is Greek, but then he lived in Belgium, then in England. And then what is Pantheist doing now? They've just released an album. I need to cover that album. Yes, I do. Back into Amenra. Amenra, Belgian band. Okay, a very interesting band, to say the least. Musically, they're very intricate, very, very dark. Very, very dark. With the sounds and the way they scape their music, from the screaming to the vocals, which are almost harmonic. You know, they drive into your brain, and you don't know what to do with it. Are you uncomfortable? Are you at peace? Are you at ease? What are you? Maybe Amenra, no. I am going to do what I've done with the previous bands now, and I'm going to go onto a website. This is the official Tumblr website of Amenra. On there they have loads of tour dates. At the moment they are mainly touring in Belgium and in Germany. If I go down there. Hungary, Bulgaria, Romania. Do we have an England here? Is there any England? It's all like, yeah, no, it's mainly, Eastern Europe area, other than Belgium, which is, okay, so the Tumblr website, it literally has everything you need. So I'm going to read you the bio. So let's get into this. Let's kind of get into the spirit of it, of Amenra, which is really hard because they're a fucking dark band. But this is the Amenra bio. Let's go. It is never easy to write a press release for a band in a day and age when every output of any possible band is pushed onto the people as the next big thing. Are Amenra the next big thing? Answers. Please answer me that. Revelation. Comeback, or simply the best thing ever. Kind of said that wrong. That's bad reading. To write a press release that does not require even native speakers of English to consult a dictionary can prove to be quite a task as well. After all, the magnificence of certain bands sometimes needs the grandeur of big words. I wonder if we use Grammarly for this. These are very big words for very non-native speakers. I'm a native speaker and I can't even say the right words. In Amenra's case, it's extremely tempting to use every superlative in the book. But in the vein of the attitude that is pouring out of the band's every pore, here's to keeping it modest. Amenra have been paving their own headstrong way in 12 years since their inception. They have so many releases you would not believe. Like, the list is huge. They release all the way stuff. Their first release was in 2003, and since then, since 2017, it's massive. Like, literally, it's a page worth of releases. Where was I here? 12 years. From overlooked releases to poorly attended shows, this is a part of a band growing, to critically acclaimed albums, well deserved. Sold out shows and utmost respect of their listeners, peers and even heroes. Always putting heart and soul into every note, word and image, and changing the course of people's lives everywhere their path leads them. Recent history has shown an extremely confident and focused Amenra. Besides touring on their own with Neurosis, the band has been branching out and taking modest steps for the band in virgin territory. They have released an acoustic record, compiled a book, that's the Book of Menra. Dare I say, Bible. The Book of Ra, sorry. Dare I say, Bible. thereby vulnerably offering their heart and inspiration to those who inspired them, to those inspired by them. Took part in various art exhibitions and held the now legendary 23.10 concert, which later followed by a live DVD and a slew of split releases, so many split releases, with audio from this concert, all the while constantly gaining followers. Members of the Church of Ra, that's the name of the book. There's also a website you can go to that, although right now didn't let me get anywhere. A sect, now thousands in numbers. In the last months, Amenra's eyes have been directed straight at the future, having found a home in Neurot Records' nest. Both ambition and expectations for their upcoming release, Mass V, that's been released, and the song I'm featuring today is not actually from that. Mass V was released in 2012, so this is quite old. So what's V? I can't remember what V is in Roman numerals. Is it 5? Yeah, 5. So 6 is, this was before 5. So the song I'm going to be playing today is on Mass 6. The band's 5th studio album, Are High. It just says it right there, Mass 5. Are High. And as you know it, if you're fortunate enough, might not have experienced, Amenra does not disappoint. That is a big statement that they follow up. They do not disappoint. And anyone that I know that has seen them live, has been there to experience this literally ritual experience of the concert, comes away a different person. They change your perspective on so many things. Musically, they are incredible, and you will only get a snippet of this with the song today, but this was my inception into Amenra. That's why I want to play this song. It may be overplayed, it may be overhyped, I don't care. This is the song that made me fall in love with the band. The music video is disturbing and beautiful at the same time. It's almost cultist. You know, oddly enough, my favourite scene from that video is the dogs. There's dogs running around. Not the dead birds, not the people in the cloaks, it's the dogs. I love those dogs. I would like to know where that's filmed. It's probably somewhere online where it was all filmed and stuff like that. But I've watched various interviews with the band, and they seem like really nice people. And the music they release is just... I don't really know how to put it, but it changes your perspective, and it's beautiful. It's a different type of post music that you haven't heard it before in this show, and you may not hear it again after this show. I don't know. Amenra are a band all their own. Now, this, I will say again, it's very dark, but at the same time it's very beautiful. And if you can, go and watch the music video. The song is called A Solitary Rain. It's off the Mass 6 album. Now, I will be back after this for my stupid end of show splurge. But, literally, for this song, just close your eyes and listen to what's going on in the song. Every layer, every word, everything. Just listen to it. Don't focus on anything else. Just focus on A Solitary Rain.
I see distance in your eyes. Bury me. Just me tonight. You touch the vine. I saw distance in your eyes. You came to claim what was his, and for years I lived a solitary reign. And trace steps to your embrace. I
That was Amenra with the song A Solitary Rain. I'll say that again, A Solitary Rain from the Mass 6 record. Thank you to those of you that have stuck around and listened to this entire clusterfuck of an episode. This has been going postal. All the links and descriptions and all that crap will be on the WordPress website. Remember, witherhands.wordpress.com. Or is it witherhandspodcast.wordpress.com? Would help if I knew that, right? You know? Anyway, thank you very, very much for checking us out. If this is your first time, thank you for joining us. If this is your last time, it's been nice knowing you. But hopefully it won't be so long before I release another show. I will still do the Doom stuff. I will someday get those interviews done. And yeah, I've enjoyed doing this. I'm sorry if I've insulted anyone. The guy from Agrimonia, I wasn't. Please don't be pissed off. I'm not saying you're fat or anything. I don't know why. Maybe I shouldn't have had a cheeseburger. You know, if you look at any pictures of me, research me. I'm a fat bastard. So I'm not saying you are. That was just the first thing that came to my mind. I'm actually missing cheeseburgers. Maybe I want a cheeseburger. Maybe that's why I said it. I don't know. But this has been the Withered Hands podcast. This has been the inaugural episode of Going Postal. You have been whoever you are listening to this. Thank you very much for listening to this. And I will see you, hopefully, soon. As always, I'm Tom, and you're not. Stay withered.